I have given this matter considerable thought, and I can find no extenuating circumstances. Therefore, Peter Blake, you are sentenced to death.
Why, you...
Everyone in Nigeria is subject to the same discipline, Bannerman. There can be no exceptions for sabotage.
If I may make a suggestion, Professor.
Are you on the boy's side?
He almost killed me.
Well?
Westfield says the transmitter must be tested. Now, the boy's clever with radio. So let him come with me. He can make the receiver envoy.
Well, who will be responsible for him?
I will.
How can I trust you? Anyway, you work here.
Well, my research is nearly finished. I can write the actual description of Nigeria just as well on the submarine.
Very well. Take the boy to Professor Westfield immediately.
Come on, Peter.
Professor.
Escort Dr. Boy to her quarters.
Allied against us. You realize that, don't you?
Bannerman and the boy, yes, I know.
Then why make Bannerman responsible for him?
Bannerman said he'd finished his research. See that he writes the articles before the tests are carried out.
Very well. But why?
Because after the tests, you will stage an accident at the base curve. I don't care what it is, so long as there are 2 deaths. Do you understand?
Yes. I understand.
Come on, Peter. Get on with your packing. But you're on board in 5 minutes.
I'm just getting my diary up to date. Well, what's the plan now?
Plan?
Well, the next move to outwit Zebreck and warn the outside world against him.
Look, steady on, Peter. You know, you've just escaped death by a hair's breadth. You're a glutton for punishment, aren't you?
Well, you said the situation was desperate.
Well, so it is. I think the best thing we can do for the time being is to play along with them.
You mean I'm to make the receiver?
Well, I write the articles, yes.
And what good is that going to do?
Well, make Spender drop his guard for a bit. Don't forget, Peter, everything we do is highly suspect. They're on to us.
So we've got to ease them off.
Exactly.
But is there time?
Well, Zebrecken can't launch his attack until the missiles are armed with the warheads. And they've got to test Westfield's transmitter before Zebrecken can use it to threaten the world.
So he's not likely to do anything until we get back.
That's right.
So in the meantime, we just play along.
And keep our eyes skinned for any opportunity to contact the outside world.
Do you think the implosion could have been heard?
Yes, it might have been.
No, it wasn't loud enough.
I heard it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mark.
Oh, well, anything was worth trying.
Only we could explode a missile.
I think we might find that more easily said than done.
Yes, but it would be heard, all right.
Come in.
Gentlemen, it's time we're aboard the Sienna.
We're ready.
You'd better collect your underwater suits. You'll be needing them at the base.
Now, Peter, don't try anything reckless on the voyage. Just behave yourself and Zebrecken will forgive you. Personally, I don't think he ever meant to have you killed. He only wanted to frighten you. You can't blame him for being angry. After all, you nearly wrecked the bat escape, to say nothing of almost killing Mark and Spendler. He's not a monster, you know.
Well, if you still believe that, Anne, after all you've seen and heard, then I don't think anything we can say or do is going to make you change your mind.
You'll have to sign, please.
Be fair, Mark. Dr. Boyd's already under loss of privilege because she took some of the blame for what I did.
No, Peter. Her punishment was for not stopping you, which is a different matter altogether from sharing the blame. You know, time's short. You've got to make up your mind which side of the fence you're on.
You've already told me that.
I'm trying to make you face facts. You can't excuse Zebrecken's behavior anymore, twisting it to fit in with what you want to believe. You've got to accept him for what he really is. An evil little man intent on world conquest. Oh, come on, Peter. It's time we went aboard the submarine.
The Sienna was on its way.
Sienna, this is Nigeria. How do you read me?
Loud and clear.
Loud and clear also.
Sienna reporting. All secure on board. All hatches clipped.
Very good. Stand by for flooding.
Open seacocks.
Opening seacocks. 1 open, 2 open, 3 open, 4 open.
Very good.
5 feet of water, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 feet of water in the pen. Cradles awash. Open main vents.
Cradle awash. Opening main vents.
15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 feet of water. 22, 23.
Bring on main engine. Bring on main engine, sir.
26,
Stand by to blow quick sink tank. Standing by to blow quick sink tank, sir.
30 feet of water in the pen. 32.
Floats afloat, sir.
33.
Very good.
34.
Load your tank.
35.
Q-tank blown, sir. What's our depth according to the pressure of the pen? 300 feet, sir.
Dr. Boyd, now.
Oh, one can't go on pretending indefinitely, Peter. There comes a time when reality has to be faced. Watch it, Peter. Here comes the pressure. Pressurized air being forced into the Siana. Submarines operate on air above normal pressure.
Oh, I see. It eases the pressure of the hull.
Standing by to open doors.
Ready with engine. Ready with engine, sir. Trim. Both straight and level, sir.
Zebrecken here. I wish you luck, Kurt, and a successful mission.
Thank you, Professor.
Pressure balance 492 feet. Opening doors. Open.
Wheel amidship. Wheel amidship, sir. Slow ahead, both engines. Slow ahead on both, sir. Level out at 300 feet. 300 feet it is, sir. Penman, I'm assigning you the captain's cabin so that you can continue with your work. Thank you very much. Don't try any more tricks. You'll be confined to quarters throughout the voyage.
Well, here we are. Home, sweet home.
Well, a lot's happened since we were last in here, Peter.
You know, I still can't quite believe it all. So much of it has been like a dream.
I only wish you were. What's that? Part of the do-it-yourself receiver kit?
No, Mark, it's a slave unit.
The slave unit?
Yes, Professor Westfield designed. Instead of turning sound waves into voices, it converts them into actions.
What do you mean the impulse? Twiddles dials and turns knobs?
Yes, that's right. Professor Westfield asked me to hook it up to the receiver to see what happens. You never know. Might blow Spengler up.
I wouldn't count on it.
We might be able to do something if only Professor Westfield was on our side.
Telling the truth, I've been so busy, I haven't had a chance to look round Nigeria until now. Anyway, biochemistry's way out of my territory.
You do know I'm supposed to be in solitary confinement.
That punishment nonsense. Yes, I read about that on the notice board. A lot of rubbish. I don't intend to pay any attention to it.
Perhaps you should, Professor.
We're not his slaves. Ah, what are you working on?
I'm doing research on plankton.
Ah, yes, the tiny bits of vegetable matter that float about in the water.
Well, actually, it's a basic form of life, which contains all the essential proteins and vitamins for human food.
Meat and 2 veg.
Well, as a matter of fact, yes. There's animal plankton, which has the nutritional value of meat. That's this one. And there's plant plankton, which is the equivalent of rye flour.
How do you catch it?
Oh, that's the problem. And so far, we've only harvested small quantities in a very fine silk mesh net.
Professor Westfield, what are you doing here?
Oh, that's my business.
Please leave at once, Professor.
I'm talking to Dr. Boyd now. Go away.
No one is allowed to talk to her. Professor Zebrecken's orders.
Look, I don't care whose orders they are. I will not tolerate this bullying.
If you don't leave at once, I'm glad to take you both before Professor
You
Zebrecken.
won't take me anywhere. I demand to see Zebrecken now, and Dr. Boyd is coming with me.
Wolf! Has the bathyscape been repaired?
Yes, Professor, and tested under pressure. I've just had the report the bathyscape's fully serviceable.
Good. I shall be needing it shortly.
Professor Westfield's waiting to see you, sir. Dr. Boyd is with him.
Dr. Boyd, she has not permission to leave her quarters. I will not see her.
Zebrecken, what's going on here?
I'm sorry, sir. I
What
couldn't
are you up
stop
to
her.
confining Dr. Boyd to her quarters? It's ridiculous.
Dr. Boyd has been confined to her quarters because she has neglected her duties.
You talk as though she were one of your tin pot soldiers.
Everyone in Nigeria is subject to the same discipline. Even you, Professor.
No, I know that. One of your guards has already waved a gun in my face.
If you had obeyed orders, I assure you it would not have happened.
Well, let me make it quite plain that I am not going to be bullied by you or by your thugs.
You must do as you're told, or you will suffer the consequences.
What will you do? Send me to Coventry? Lock me in my room?
If you cause me much trouble, I will have you put to death.
Then you really meant it when you ordered Peter's execution.
Yes.
I thought you were only trying to frighten him.
You jeopardize the security of Nigeria.
Then everything that Mark and Peter said about you is true. You are insane.
Is that what you think? Tell us what Mr. Bannerman has been saying about me.
He said there was something sinister about Egeria, that you never intended to share his secrets with the rest of the world.
Oh, then according to him, how will I use the knowledge?
To gain power and take revenge on all the people who laughed at your theories. He said I should see you as you really were, An evil man intent on world conquest.
And you believe this?
I no longer believe you.
Professor Westfield, where does your allegiance lie?
I demand that we be sent to the surface at once.
Impossible.
And that the world is notified of Egeria's existence.
When my submarines return, they will surface. And the whole world will know of Egeria's existence. You can count on them. Dr. Boyd, you are no longer confined to your quarters. You are both under close arrest. Take them away.
Come on.
Starboard bearing 226 degrees. Starboard 226 degrees, sir. Port bearing 343. Port 343, sir. Mid bearing 282. Mid 282, sir. Sounds good. Take it to 100 feet. Very good, sir. We're practically on the doorstep. Release Spyman and boy. 100 feet it is, sir. How much under the keel? 75 feet, sir. Take it to 150 and slow ahead both engines. Very good, sir. Is the receiver in the watertight container?
Yes.
Put on a mask and tanks.
Right.
Well, Bannerman, when you screen the base, you'll have completed your research.
Yes, it's certainly going to make an incredible story.
150 feet it is, sir. 25 under the keel. Reduce diving angle to 3 degrees. The escape hatch is smaller than the one at Egeria, so we'll have to do it one at a time. I'll go first. Wait until this light goes out before either of you follow.
Where are we?
Well, we could be off the coast of Japan.
Messiana's course was due north. We can explode something. I bet it'd bring a reaction. How about the missile?
You suggested that before.
Yes, I know. But it would surprise him in Egeria.
About it. Man is insane.
That's what Mark and Peter have been saying all along.
Oh, and they've been right. Well, now we've got to do something about it.
Thank you. But what can we do?
Broadcast a message on my transmitter?
Professor, that door is locked. There's an armed guard outside it.
No, I
And even if
know.
we did manage to send a message, we could only say that Egeria was somewhere under the Pacific. That's not going to be any help.
Well, of course it will.
The Pacific has an area of 64 million square miles. How would they ever find us?
By taking a radio bearing on our signal, it'll give them the direction of it.
Well, in that case, they must know where we are now. Zibrecken began tests on the transmitter this afternoon, didn't he?
Yes, but like a fool, I set up the transmitter so that the test signal will be beamed in a certain direction.
And you mean that Peters is the only set that would pick it up?
Yes, I'm afraid so.
Well, then we must adjust the transmitter before we can use it.
That's simple enough. Won't take a minute.
If only we can get to the set.
We've got to get to it.
Acknowledgement. The warhead fitted. Yes, Captain. Carry on with this. Very good, sir. Is the receiver set up?
Yes, the detector's a bit makeshift, so the reception might not be so good.
Well, switch on. We'll soon find out. What's that?
It's a slave unit. It changes sound waves into electrical energy. Professor Westfield asked me to try it out.
This is Egeria testing on a single-channel system at a temperature setting of 45
Not
degrees
bad,
Fahrenheit,
eh?
Not bad
7.2
at all.
degrees
They've
centigrade.
already stopped
Pressure
transmitting
setting of
soon.
200
We'll
feet.
start up again in the morning.
1, 2,
Monitor it until Egeria closes it down.
5, 6, 5,
This is
4,
incredible.
3,
A missile
2,
base under the ocean
1.
and fully operational, and no
Over.
one knows about it.
Oh, well, it's not the only one, Peter. Don't forget, Zebrecken's got 4 more just like it.
How's that thing fired?
By an electrical impulse from Megalia.
And what detonates the warhead?
Well, the pulse that fires the rocket also triggers an electronic timing device in the warhead.
And that explodes the warhead?
After a predetermined interval, yes.
Could you trigger off the timing device without firing the missile?
Well, yes, I suppose so. Be tricky to do, though.
Why?
Well, you'd have to cut out the propulsion unit altogether and lead the impulse directly to the timing device in the warhead.
I see.
Why? You're still trying to think of a way to blow it up.
Well, it was until you started explaining.
Sigilia with a final test transmission on a single-channel system at a temperature
Look,
setting of 45
Slave
degrees
unit, it
Fahrenheit,
works.
7.2 degrees
That's
centigrade,
quite an impulse.
pressure setting of 200 feet.
Impulse.
1, 2, 3,
Wait, do what you
4,
want to do.
5,
It's quite
6,
simple.
5.
Well, when your
4,
receiver picks up a signal from
3,
Megalia,
2,
it sets off the
1.
impulse in the slave unit, right?
Yeah.
We will
Why
recommence
don't we
tests
transfer
in
that
15
impulse
hours'
directly
time.
to the timing device in the
Over
warhead?
and out.
Explode.
Yes, of course. As soon as Megalia started to transmit, the warhead would blow up.
The missile?
It wouldn't move. Not until it was blown to smithereens with the rest of the place.
Yes, but that will mean we'd have to leave the receiver set up here, though.
Yes, of course.
Well,
What about
unlock,
Sven?
and then we're finished. Very good, sir.
Well, all we need now is Zebrecken's finger on a button in Megalia.
That's enough of that, Bannerman. Now that we've finished, we're going back to Luciana. Very good, sir.
Yes, if I'd turned those keys, I'd be in a hurry to get away, too.
On the contrary, Bannerman. Now that my job's done, my crew deserves a rest. So I'm giving the men a 12-hour break.
12 hours to contact the outside world.
Sometimes I think we're just wasting our time looking for a secret base. Is there such a place?
Luciana must be somewhere, sir. I'm sure Svendler didn't steal the submarine just for the fun of it.
Svendler. He is the only clue we've got.
There's the kidnapping of Professor Westfield. He admitted to us that he did that. And then there are all the other scientists who've disappeared over the past 10 years.
Now, wait a minute. We haven't got any proof that Svendler was implicated with them.
Yes, but if he were, he'd have quite an accumulation of brain power. Top people in almost every field of scientific endeavor.
Yes, I know. And every time one follows that line of reasoning, there seems to be only one answer. World domination.
World domination?
Why not?
Svendler's a good submarine man, sir, but I can't see a master of the world.
No, you're right. If this is a bid to take over the world, there must be someone else giving the orders.
And whoever he is ambitious.
The Grand Design Bell.
I can't believe it, sir.
Bell, if a man had cornered the market in brains, if he had a secret base tucked away, if he had nuclear weapons distributed throughout the world ready to go, I'd say he could do it. May think the theory sounds fanciful, but I think it might just be true.
Operation Grand Design.
That's not a bad name for a commander. Operation Grand Design. Mounted from beneath the sea.
Got the letter first. I think receiver will. That's it. Yeah.
What about the machine that came from the escape hatch is filling up with water?
Yeah, we'll take it out. That should think won't move. Oh, it was rusted in. There you are. Now, just give me time to get clear. Then put it back in just for a second. If it doesn't go on, I know it's safe to follow me. Right.
They're all right. Give him time to get away, then we'll try it. We've got to make that broadcast.
Why, Peter? That'll do. Now, come on, tighten that line. That's it. Hurry up, come on. That's fine. Now, come on, hook her up. Right. Now switch on.
Are you sure about this?
Yes, of course. There can be no current through that circuit until a carrier starts to transmit.
Well, if you say so. You're right.
Yes, well, come on now. Let's get the box back to the Siana. Wait a minute, Peter. Those wires. It's Ben that puts his nose through the hatch. Before we sail, he'll spot them once. Come on, get the whole lot of it. You won't be able to see any of it from the hatch. Come on, get it down there. That's it.
Guard! Open the door! Open the door!
What's the matter?
Dr. Boyd, come out.
All right, Peter, that'll do. Now, come on, let's get back to the Siana.
I hope we're a long way from here next time a gear it transmits.
Yes, we better be. Peter, give me a hand, will you? His aqualung's stuck.
I said it wouldn't take a minute.
What's the matter? Isn't it working?
Power supply. It's cut off. Switch. It's over here.
Touch that switch and I'll order them to fire.
Do as he says.
That at least was intelligent of you, Dr. Bird. The single channel system. You were going to do a little testing of your own. Take them away.
Much longer, Mark?
Not long.
Well, we know when it goes off.
Yeah, we'll feel it, all right.
It'll rock the boat?
I'd say we'd rock several people's boats, including Zebrecken's.
Panaman, can you finish that article on the missile base by tomorrow?
Yes, I should think so. Why? Any special reason?
Yes. I'm putting you both ashore.
Sure. Well,
On a remote island. It's not exactly overpopulated, so it may be some time before you're found. But at least you're safe. And so will it here.
It's all right now, Professor.
good. Begin tests.
Calling Captain Swendler. This is a Gearier testing on a single channel system with a temperature setting of 46 degrees Fahrenheit.
That must have been a very heavy explosion. That's underwater. Did you tamper with the warhead? Where's that equipment? You fools. I was going to set you free. My orders were to kill you.